I'm Master Elder with Legacy Taekwondo, and I'm going to be demonstrating the proper mechanics for the 5 basic footwork that we introduced to our beginner belts. So that footwork includes switch, step, skip, slide, and spin. Okay? So switch is very simple. We do this in our white belt classes. Your switch is going to keep your weight evenly on both feet. It's going to change your position that you're facing, but it's not going to advance you forward or backwards from your opponent. Okay? So we use this marker board as just a brief reference point, so you can see that my front foot is in line with the edge of the marker board. When I switch, my front foot is in line with the edge of the marker board. Okay, my weight is evenly distributed between my front and back leg. So if I'm facing sideways, my feet are just slightly outside my hips, because that's a good balanced sparring stance. So if my opponent is this way, switch, switch, switch. Okay, so that is your switch. The next one is your step. So your step does the same thing as the switch in regards to changing your body position. Your weight is still evenly balanced from front and back legs, so there's no transfer of weight in regards to loading one leg versus the other. And you can use it to advance forward or retreat. So I'm here, I want to step, I just step with this leg, I end up in the same position I was in before, just facing the other direction. I retreat, I end up in the same stance that I was before, just facing the other direction. From the side, my feet are a little wider than shoulder width apart. My weight's on the ball of my feet, evenly balanced. I step back. Okay? So we've got switch, we've got step. Next is going to be skip. So skip, you are going to kick your back leg to your front leg and then pop the front leg up or shift the front leg forward. So the skip is designed to advance you forward towards an object or retreat you backwards from an object without changing your body position. So if you're my opponent, I am not changing to the opposite side. I am staying facing this way. I'm just getting closer or getting farther away. Okay? So the advantage of skipping is that it takes weight off of the front leg when you're moving forward. So in order for me to transfer my weight or skip my back leg to my front leg, I am actually shifting my weight onto my back leg, which allows me to do a front leg kick. So if I'm advancing at someone and I want to do a fast kick, I want to do a cut kick, maybe I want to do a skip axe kick, anything where I want to lead with that front leg, advancing towards an opponent, a skipping motion is definitely going to help with that. Okay? The other thing that happens is when I skip, notice how my weight shifts underneath me, but my body kind of stays where it is or even leans away a little bit. Okay? So it's going to change, that's going to dictate my upper body position when it comes to scoring points. All right? Or potentially being scored on while I'm trying to score points. All right? So skipping backwards, the only thing that's going to change is my front foot is going to move to my back foot is going to move away. Okay? So from a sparring perspective, skipping backwards takes the weight off my back leg in case I want to throw a counterattack with my back leg. Okay? Next, slide. All right? So your slide, your feet never come together in a slide. All right? Skip, they meet, they open up. Slide, you push off your back leg and land on your front leg in your sparring stance. Okay? So I'm here, push off my back leg, land on my front leg in my sparring stance. So same advantage of a skip in that I am not changing my body position, so I'm not switching positions in order to attack or defend. Okay? It does transfer my weight from my back leg to my front leg though, which opens up the opportunity to throw a rear leg kick if I'm advancing at an opponent, right? So I'm sparring with my audience here, I push off my back leg, land on my front leg, turn over and throw a rear leg kick. All right? So it also, when I advance, it shifts my body, my upper body weight forward as well. So those are some things to take into account. From a retreating point of view, when I'm pushing back, it shifts my upper body out of the way faster than when I'm skipping back, okay? So a slide back may be more advantageous in certain situations from an evasive point of view than a skip, depending on how you want to counter, okay? Also, a slide back offers the opportunity to counter with the front leg because my weight is shifting onto my back leg. So my opponent is over here, I'm sliding out of the way, countering with a front leg front leg kick quickly, okay? Last but not least, we have our spin. Spin is not as complicated as it sounds, but there are some things that you need to keep in mind. Your spin is basically just a step behind. So early on we talked about step forward, right? Spin is step behind, all right? So I still stepped, but instead of my foot going in front of my chest to reach my point where it's going to stop, it goes behind my back, step behind, okay? One of the things that's a bit of a misnomer with spin is people think that your foot is going to travel in a circle. So my foot doesn't do this semicircular path, okay? It doesn't fly out to the side and then land where I want to land. First of all, it's very disorienting from a visual point of view if I'm kind of traveling in a circle. More importantly, it's slow and it televises what you're doing, okay? So if we're going to use this sunshine coming through the window here as my line, my foot is going to travel straight on that line when I spin, okay? So I'm here, I pivot on my front foot, travel the line, land in the same sparring stance that I was in before with my other foot in front, okay? Your spin is a really good setup for a Nadaban, which is basically a rear leg roundhouse, right? So spin, follow with a round kick, okay? Allows you to close more distance because my hips are turning over completely and then turning over again to follow with the kick. So I'm traveling a greater distance. I'm going to add a little extra power to it because of the additional rotation, okay? So your spin is very advantageous there, okay? It also, from a retreating point of view, so a step normally would be stepping backwards, right? A spin going backwards is going to be stepping to your chest side, which allows me to immediately turn back into my target for a counterattack. So I'm spinning, push off, spin back into my target, okay? So we've covered switch, step, skip, slide, and spin. Touch base with your instructors if you have further questions about how to properly utilize your footwork mechanics for your upcoming material.